04 Chevy Trailblazer extended. The front bumper pads have faded to gray. We're going to do the Plasti dip on this and see how it comes out. I have already pre-done the taping. Didn't want to bother everybody with watching that slow process. So we will get started with our first coat. Okay, here's level 1. And what we done was just put it on kind of a light coat, trying to get about 50% coverage. Right in there is the reason it's a little darker, is the vehicle did have a front license plate bracket, and that is a little darker than the rest of it. But, however, like I was saying, trying to do about a 50% coat on the first layer, and we'll let this sit. Kind of chilly today, mid-40s, doing it in the garage. Garage door is open, as you can tell, and we'll let this dry for about 10 minutes or so, come back and do a second layer. Coat 2 is on, another 50% coat. Still have some of the old gray shining through, which is what we want from what I've seen on YouTube and from what I've done with my rear bumper protectors. I will show those at the end. I did not do a video on that, but this is coat 2. Let this sit for about 10-15 minutes. I will put a heat gun to it also, mainly because it is still kind of chilly this afternoon. And here in the garage, 40-some degrees. But like I said, this is coat 2. We will let this set and come back and put the third coat and go a little heavier. Okay, here's coat number 3. Went on a little heavier this time, which is coat 3, to give it a little bit more coverage. We don't have as much gray showing through now, so we're looking pretty good. Looking right through there. Right here, I did have a splurge on the paint gun, or on the spray can. I did kind of shoot out a lot more than I thought. So what I ended up doing was grabbing a heat gun real fast and drying it, so that way it wouldn't have a run. I think it ended up coming out okay, drying pretty quick, so it doesn't look like I'm going to have to run. So we'll go from there. I did go ahead and throw the heat gun on some of the others, just to go ahead and speed up the process a little bit. So, but like I said, this is coat number 3. We will let this sit for about 10 minutes. Maybe not as long, since I've already thrown the heat gun on it. And we will come back with coat 4, a little heavier. Cover up some of the spots I do see that I have missed, which is right here, which I might go ahead and throw another coat on that to go ahead and get that ready for coat 4. Okay, just finished coat 4. It's a heavier coat. Actually, still am using on the first can. I did buy 2 just in case, but so far, number 1 can seems like it's might be enough for at least 5 coats. I might put a 6 just in case for some other spots I may have missed that I don't see. But so far pretty good. Like I said, this is coat number 4. Getting ready to let this sit for coat 5 coming up. Again, going to let this sit for about 10 minutes. Again, I did heat this up with a heat gun right before I did this coat. We'll do the same thing whenever it comes time for coat number 5. So we'll let this sit for about 10 minutes, come back out and shoot coat 5. Okay, coat 5 is now done. So we are going to let this dry for about 10 or 15 minutes, come back, see if there's anywhere that needs to be final touch up or so. But like I said, this is coat 5. I did use a heat gun, had a spray can, did have a blotch on one of them. Didn't feel like really trying to wipe off too much, so I did just go ahead and throw the heat gun on it. I did have it on high about 16 to 18 inches away, in a back and forth motion, then up and down, letting it dry. Like I said, this is plastic, so don't want to get too hot or so, but so far looks pretty good. I know it's hard to see in here in the building, in the garage or so. Once I get done, I will take it out. Hopefully there's some sunlight left, and get final pictures done in the sunlight, and we'll also show the back that I done also. So like I said, this is coat 5. We'll let this sit, and if I got enough for the can, it's kind of on the last legs, I may just throw the rest of the 6th coat on it, just so I can use up the can. Okay, just finished the last coat. Had a little bit left in the spray can. Went ahead and put a final coat on it, just because mainly it's the front of the vehicle. It's going to take a lot more beating and all. So I thought maybe another extra coat ain't going to hurt nothing. So in general, I got 6 coats on the front. Like I said, one can was able to do all this. For me personally, I could have put some on light. Probably 3, 4, and 5. Probably could have been a little heavier, but just went ahead and used the one can. I do have a backup can in case I need to, if I wanted to add another coat, which I don't think I'm going to. But what I'm going to do now is pull it out, untape it, and then we'll go with the final showing and see how it looks. Okay, here we are, 6 coats of Plasti dip on the front bumper of a 04 Chevy Trailblazer. So like I said, here's the front finished, and now I'm going to walk around to the back, which I done a couple of weeks ago, and these were also gray. Have washed it already once, and it does have mud on it. It does wash off real easy. Have not lost any coating so far. Like I said, this had 5 and 6 coats on it also. So in general, very happy with this. Can't wait to do the side running boards and the side skirts, because they are turning gray. And now the wife wants me to do the upper rails, so that's going to be in the next couple of weeks when it does warm up. So I will do that, and I'll put it up and see what you guys think. Thanks.